Hello, I'm Garry Shrum. I'm the music director here at Heritage Auctions, and my colleague.
My name is Ari Crane, and I'm the director of vinyl records and music memorabilia.
And we're here to share some new plans here at Heritage that we're doing. We're starting to do auctions every 6 weeks approximately, just on vinyl. And Ari, you want to tell them a little about what's going on with that?
Absolutely. So we're having vinyl record exclusive showcase auctions every 6 weeks, like Garry said. Wednesdays starting at 6 p.m. It's going to, first auction started January 18th and ends February 8th. And every 6 weeks after, we're going to be having auctions on Thursdays at 6 p.m. So we're real excited to share that and to share a few key pieces from our current auction 45152.
And when we say we're going to have auctions on Thursday, we're going to have an auction all the way up to Thursday. Thursday will be the closing time when you've got to be there, and the last man standing wins this great piece of vinyl. And we have some great stuff coming up from the Copeland collection and other collections that we brought in. And we're going to start off with this great piece here.
Absolutely. So we have a piece that's from 1959. It's a hard bopper featuring Idris Solomon, and just a phenomenal record that we're looking forward to seeing how it performs. This grades an overall 8 out of a 10. So that's the disc and the cover, both grade an 8. So to find a copy that's near mint minus is very difficult to do.
Yeah, especially for a lot of jazz albums from that time period. Like I've said in other videos, the equipment that we had back then was very hard on vinyl, and it wore very easy. And that's why it's so hard to find a lot of these older records like that in good condition. And then we have records like this.
Yeah, we have another first pressing of the Velvet Underground and Nico from 1967. This one's a little unique. As we know, the actor Eric Emerson had threatened a lawsuit against MGM Records, and instead of capitulating to Eric, they slapped a sticker on the back. Before airbrushing in the second pressing, they airbrushed out his image and re-released it. So
yeah, that was because of Eric's image up above on the album, which they didn't ask him about. And needless to say, they said, no, we don't want to be on that cover. And that's what they had to do. And these don't show up very often. All the days I had my record store, these albums would come in, but never in great condition, because this album was such a big deal when it came out. I remember the first time I heard it, and it just knocked me out. So we're very, very pleased to have another great condition copy to offer.
Absolutely. This album still resonates today, and to find an unpeeled banana with the lawsuit sticker, these lawsuit stickers are getting harder to find, and to find them in nice shape, VG Plus or better, is very difficult to do.
Absolutely. With a white cover, anytime you've got a white cover, and because of the banana, everybody wanted to goof around and peel the banana up a little bit, and we have an unpeeled banana. So that's very, very cool.
This next one is we're real excited about also. It's the Who Sell Out, and this is a white label promo of the Who Sell Out.
And it's way cool, because this is an album, when it came out, they decided they're going to do an album with commercials in between the songs, and believe it or not, Decca let them do it. And the commercials are done by the Who, and just very tongue-in-cheek, very, very funny, and most people don't really know about this album, and it's an album, if you've never listened to it, you've got to give it a spin. It's just great. But with this, a white label promo, just don't show up. And when they do, a lot of them are just not in good shape, but this one is in spectacular condition.
And also to find these with the hype stickers on them. This has the hype sticker, I Can See for Miles. You don't see those on every single copy. That's also what adds a little bit of collectability to this. Not only is it a first pressing white label promo, but it's also the white label promo with the hype sticker. So to be able to find that, it's very difficult to do. And again, another rare record coming up
what
for
else
auction.
you got?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have another copy of Mojo Hand by Lightning Hopkins. Now, you've seen these in the last few auctions. And the reason why is, coming from the Copeland collection, they had multiple copies. And again, another beautiful, beautiful copy of Mojo Hand. And to find one is very difficult. We're making it seem like, with our last few auctions, that they're more common than they actually are. But
not so. This gentleman, he didn't have to sell his copies. When he upgraded, he just kept them. And he was very, very clever. That's why we've had multiple copies of some things throughout the last year. But here we got another Mojo Hand, one of the rarest blues albums that everybody's looking for.
It is 1960 Lightning Hopkins, and just a masterpiece of a blues record, complete masterpiece.
Spectacular.
And talking about masterpieces, we're going to get to a little bit of P-Funk here. So we have P-Funk's guitarist, Eddie Smiro Hazel, and we have the Eddie Hazel's only solo album. This is a sealed first pressing. I personally have a promo copy in my collection, and what a guitar record. If you're familiar with Maggot Brain by Parliament Funkadelic, then you're very familiar with Eddie Hazel's guitar work.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard Maggot Brain, you've got to go out and listen to it at least once. This is a whole different direction that funk music was going at the time that most people don't know about it. Very psychedelic. Lots and lots and lots of fuzz.
And real heavy too. The guitars come across this. Eddie's guitars are just masterful and very, very heavy. And if you haven't heard this record, highly recommend you take a listen to this record. And hope you bid with confidence. This is a sealed first pressing, absolutely gorgeous. And next we have the Ted Curson, Plenty of Horn. And Ted Curson on Old Town Jazz. This is a very sought after jazz record. There were only a few handfuls of copies made on blue vinyl. The Copeland collection, I think in May last year, we had one other copy on blue vinyl, but this is the second copy that we've come across on blue vinyl, and a true first pressing and another jazz masterpiece. This also has some of the clubs and the critics on the back, which is really neat, that the last copy didn't have. So has a few other credits on it and comes with a little linear sheet that explains places that Ted was going to be.
Yeah. All those little extras are so cool because that stuff got lost to time. And when some of those are with a record, then when we find them, it's a real bonus.
And now for some slabs. So I'm wearing the Stone Temple Pilots, which is available at the auction. I'm wearing the Stone Temple Pilots scarf. But in front of you, you have the a slabbed, sealed 8.5 out of a 10. To find any of these copies, who didn't open them and play them? I definitely, when I got my copy, opened it and played it. And this came from a consignor out of a record store that had closed its doors in the late 90s. So to be able to find a sealed copy is very difficult.
Yeah, very, very cool, and a great period for music. I had my shop at the time, and I can't tell you how many copies I sold of this album, and then the whole scene, the whole Nirvana and Pearl Jam and everything else that was going on was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun growing up in that scene and going to some of the concerts. And again, I'd love to have this in my personal collection. What an awesome piece to come up with one that's never been opened. First thing you do is open and play them. But again, these are special because these are records that are now 20, 30, 40, 50 years old that no one ever opened, and they're little mini archives. So. And
slabbing records is something new. A lot of people don't know about it yet. And Ari, would you explain it a little bit to the fans here, why slabbing has come about and why we're involved in it?
No, absolutely. So, we noticed that all the other industries, to really define and to find the finest examples, they have started slabbing everything from coins to comics, cards, TCG, video games. Everything's being slabbed right now. Historical pictures.
Concert posters.
That's absolutely.
The big thing we think right now, and we've been really involved with it since it started, and we think this is the next big thing here is, finding these near mint records and getting them slabbed and graded is just so important.
Yeah, we've been working with the companies and vetting the companies for quality and standards that are up to Heritage Auction standards. We're working with companies that come with guarantees. So these companies have personally guaranteed their products. I believe these companies have integrity, which is separate graders in different rooms, evaluating these pieces and offering their individual opinions on them. And we're really trying to encourage sealed first pressings, test pressings, certain acetates if they don't react to the chemicals in the plastics, and early low press runs.
Right, or maybe even a signed record. If you've got a near mint signed record and you want to keep it in great shape, you encapsulate it like this. It's just a way to keep it just as it is today. 10 years, 20 years from now, it's going to be in the same condition.
No, absolutely. And that's the way I've been thinking about this is, records that I normally wouldn't play or that you wouldn't normally play, records that are still sealed that dealers won't open, and if you did, would reduce the value by 80%. Records that are very low and limited press runs, that normally, you might have a copy in CD or another way to listen to it, but something that's a historical document that needs to be preserved. And just like this Def Leppard record, you can see, again, a sealed first pressing that is graded in 8.5. And what are they grading? They're grading the shrink wrap, they're grading the cover itself, looking at corners, looking at any imperfections or dings. And I think that records are a little bit more difficult because there's more surface area to go wrong. There's more real estate and more space for an error to occur compared to like a small card or something else.
Yeah, exactly. What other encapsulated pieces do you have to share today?
Yeah, and so another side of this are finding encapsulated or finding records that have historical significance where we believe the music should be preserved. So here we have a Nirvana "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and this is the single version of just Sounds Like Teen Spirit on side 1, and then Drain You, and even in his youth on side 2. This was a European only, so this only came out in Europe, and very limited in its press run to and promotional. So to find one in top condition, again, this is something very unique. It has an audio non-fungible token.
Yeah, and it's important because even in even in his youth, is unreleased. It didn't come out on the American or the UK album. It only came out on this 12-inch. So that's really important.
It is really important, and also to have the sound preserved as a 9 out of a 10. This when you buy the album, it comes with the music non-fungible token transferred to your wallet. So you own both the physical media and almost a near perfect sound of your physical media, so you can still actually listen to your record.
Very cool.
Next one is we have this gigantic slab. Wow. 9-inch nails with teeth, and it is a triple slab. You able to see that? All right. Yeah, it is a triple slab of 9-inch nails with teeth, also with the sound graded and preserved as a music NFT. Here they grade the cover, the spine, the vinyl, and the labels, and also the sound quality. So you're really getting almost all aspects of the record itself graded.
Yeah, it's really cool to be able to do this, and the encapsulating is moving quickly. And if you have any questions on any of this encapsulating cost or anything, if maybe you just want to get some of your personal records encapsulated and you don't want to sell them, you're just looking to preserve them like we're talking about here, you can contact Ari here at ha.com. And what's your phone number, Ari?
Yeah, rec@ha.com, and please shoot me an email, and I'd be glad to get back with you as soon as possible.
That's great. And in this auction, we'll also have all kinds of other vinyl, groups of vinyl, single pieces, all kinds of varieties of music. And this is going to happen every 6 weeks throughout the year, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it.
So another sealed and slabbed record is a first pressing of this Pearl Jam Versus with the hype sticker still on the original shrink wrap. And again, just another gorgeous copy that is like brand new, never opened, like it just came from the store. And to even find one that shipped in the box and didn't get a corner ding and that's able to be near mint is half the battle. So yeah. Like I said before, so much surface area for things to go wrong.
And you hear us mention the hype stickers so much. It is important because in some cases, once in a while, they put the hype sticker right on the cover and then seal it. But in most cases, this was an afterthought that came afterwards on the shrink, and when people would open the records and tear off the shrink, they disappeared. A lot of people never seen them, and we're making a big deal about it because it is a big deal.
It is. That's the first thing to go. Is you tear into that record, and the plastic on the outside and that hype sticker was the first thing to get tossed. And to find them today when they're still in shrink wrap, that commands a premium at record shows and with dealers and buyers and collectors. And same thing with sealed records. Normally they bring a 2 to 4 times premium depending on the artist over a near mint copy. So to find one that's pristine and that can get assessed and get the same treatment is very awesome. Next, I really wanted to share something that's outside of 45152, and please visit us at ha.com/45152 for our February record auction. And I really wanted to talk about our Beatles signature auction. This is the 60th anniversary, and I'll let Garry talk about this, but I wanted to share John Lennon's personal white UK top-loading white album, number 6.
Yeah, this is a great piece. It's in our 60th anniversary of the Beatles come to America. And this is something that we're going to continue the whole year. We're going to have an auction here in February. It'll end on the 24th of February. We're doing the Beatle convention 2 weeks prior, which is the 50th anniversary of the Beatles convention. And again, they are also having it at the TWA Hotel at JFK. And the Beatles came into JFK 60 years ago to the date that the convention's going to happen a little over a week from today. And we're very excited to have this piece here that it's got magnificent condition records. It's got all these posters and the inserts and everything inside. Top loader, like Ari said, coming from the UK, but this was John's personal copy. And this stuff doesn't just show up. This is a piece that is just a part of music history. Just spectacular.
I can't explain what it feels like just to be in the aura of this record right now. I mean, John Lennon's personal 0000006 UK first pressing top loader is magnificent. This is the holy grail of holy grails for Beatles collectors, and to own John's personal record. These opportunities,
the Beatles
don't come up.
Were given the first 25 of the UK and US albums to have for themselves and to give away to their friends and important people that were involved with the record. And to be able to track them down like this and be able to give the background on something like this after 55 years is just amazing. And that's one piece from it that in vinyl, but we've got several other pieces here. And another extremely famous record were issued and then withdrawn is the Beatles Yesterday and Today with the Butcher cover. And we have one here graded a 9.0.
Yeah, sealed, first mono pressing, graded a mint 9 out of a 10. That is absolutely unheard of to find a mint copy, to find a sealed copy, to find a first state mono Butcher cover, but sealed 9 out of a 10.
And we've got a stereo as well, an 8.5 that is just spectacular as well. And these are items that are in the Beatle auction along with a lot of other vinyl. We've just got spectacular pieces. We even have the first stereo pressing of the Please Please Me album, the first Beatle album to come out in 1963 that just doesn't show up with the original label. And the condition that it's in just is really one of the best pieces I've ever seen.
It's a beautiful record. It is beautiful, first true stereo pressing, just like this first true stereo Yesterday and Today, and again graded an 8.5 and preserved for forever. This piece will be the pinnacle of somebody's collection.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And not to mention, we do have other slab Beatle albums still sealed in the auction. You can go to our website and view all these pieces right now, and you'll be very, very blown away at the great memorabilia and other rare vinyl that we have.
And the Beatles auction is found at www.ha.com/7321.
Yep, spectacular. And if you have any questions, just email us after you've looked at the website. We'd be glad to help you. And if you want to have something in our next auction in April, contact us and we'll get it in for you. And we'll also have an auction in July and in November that will have Beatles and music A through Z.
Absolutely. We also have an upcoming hip hop auction, 41188 in May. And then just as another reminder, standalone record auctions every 6 weeks, starting Thursdays at 6 p.m. Please take a look at this current auction and feel free to reach out. Again, thank you for joining us. And
Thanks a lot.
And we hope your 2024 is as fantastic as ours. Thank you much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.